Okay, so you're at the bookstore,
Right.
right? You're looking for a board book for a little one, maybe a baby shower gift or something, and you see this book, You're My Little Cuddle Bug. Super cute cover. Sweet title, but is it actually any good?
Well, that's what we're here to figure out.
Exactly. We're diving deep into You're My Little Cuddle Bug by Nicola Edwards.
With illustrations by Natalie Marshall.
Right. And our expert reader has gone through the book, the reviews,
Checked out what other folks are saying. The whole 9 yards, basically.
to help you, dear listener, figure out if this book is worth adding to your bookshelf. So what's the verdict?
You know, it's a solid pick, especially for babies and toddlers. You know, that age group that really loves something interactive and visually engaging.
Okay, that's promising. But, sometimes board books can be a little,
A little thin content-wise.
yeah, a little thin. What makes this one stand out?
Well, a couple of things. First off, Nicola Edwards, the author, she really gets writing for this age group.
Okay.
Like, her rhyming is perfect, just
Yeah.
right for keeping those little ones engaged. And the story itself is all about that warm, fuzzy feeling of being loved and cuddled.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one for those little readers. But what about the book itself? Is it just like words on a page? Or is there something more going on?
Oh, no, it's definitely more than just words on a page. We're talking chunky pages, those thick pages perfect for little hands to grab.
Right.
And then they've got these super cute die-cut cuddle bugs. They actually pop out from the pages, gives it this really fun 3D effect.
I love that.
And get this, they have this cutout design. So the baby bug can actually join its parent on the next page.
Oh,
So cute. It's like a little game of peekaboo built right in.
that's clever. Keeps
Okay.
his little hands busy. Okay, but how does the story hold up? Is it actually engaging? Or is it just like a bunch of cutesy fluff?
It's a sweet story. One reviewer, Heather Johnson, she really liked it. She talked about the simple rhyming text and how those bright, colorful illustrations are just perfect for grabbing the attention of babies and even preschoolers.
So cool.
So it's got a little range there. And it's not just her, The Goodreads reviewers are raving about it too.
Really?
Yeah. One even called it a delightful board book for our youngest readers, specifically because of those bright 3D bugs.
I love that.
And another reviewer called it a sweet love note from a caregiver to baby.
Oh, that's nice.
So, it sounds like it's hitting the mark. The cuteness factor is there, and it seems to be really engaging.
So far, so good. But, I got to play devil's advocate here. Were there any negative reviews? Anything that made you, raise an eyebrow?
A few. Some people thought it was a little repetitive,
Okay.
maybe a little too simple, especially for older toddlers. And then there were a couple of reviewers who pointed out, let's say, some creative liberties with how they depict the bug life cycles. Not exactly scientifically accurate.
Yeah. The classic struggle, trying to balance cuteness with scientific accuracy in a children's book.
Yeah.
But let's be real, most toddlers aren't going to be, critiquing the entomology.
Right.
What I'm wondering is, how does this book stack up against the classics? Like Pat the Bunny or Where's Spot? I mean, those are tough acts to follow.
Oh, for sure. Those are classics for a reason. But Your My Little Cuddle Bug holds its own, especially with how interactive it is. And, that cuddle bug theme is just hard to resist. It's adorable.
It is pretty cute.
Right.
So it's interactive. It's got that undeniable cuteness. But what about the message? Is it just surface level sweetness, or is there something a little deeper going on?
I think, honestly, there's a lot to be said for that simple message of love. That connection between a parent and child
Right.
that this book portrays. It really emphasizes that warm, secure feeling you get from cuddling.
Yeah, and it makes me think back to some of those Goodreads reviews, like that one that called it a love note
Yeah.
from caregiver to baby. Do you think reading this book could actually, play a role in a child's emotional development?
Absolutely. I mean, cuddling is so important for babies and toddlers. It releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and helps them feel safe, secure, loved.
So reading a book about cuddling while you're cuddling?
Talk about a double dose of bonding.
Exactly.
And the language in You're My Little Cuddle Bug is so simple and repetitive. It really reinforces those feelings. Plus, those bright, engaging illustrations, they help make reading a truly shared experience.
It's amazing to me how such a simple board book can have, a deeper impact. It's not just about the words. It's about the experience of sharing the story together.
Exactly. And one thing that really stood out to me about You're My Little Cuddle Bug was how it encourages that interaction and connection. It's a book that invites those moments of closeness between a caregiver and a child.
You mentioned earlier that some reviewers found the story a bit repetitive. Is that something parents should be, worried about?
It's a valid concern for sure. But here's the thing about repetition. It's actually crucial for how young children develop language.
Oh, okay.
They learn through patterns and predictability. So that repetition, which might feel a little tedious to us adults, is actually helping those little brains build connections.
So it's not just about keeping them entertained. It's actually helping them learn.
Exactly. And those simple, repeated phrases help them build vocabulary, understand sentence structure, like it's laying the groundwork for their future language skills.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better about reading the same book over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, that's what happens when you have a toddler.
Oh, absolutely. Embrace the repetition. It's a good sign. Means they're engaged in learning.
So we've talked about the illustrations, the rhyming, the interactive elements, even the potential for emotional and language development. But at the end of the day, is You're My Little Cuddle Bug actually worth buying?
You know, if you're looking for a visually stimulating, interactive board book, and one that has, a sweet and meaningful message, yeah, I'd say absolutely. Those chunky pages, the die-cut bugs, the heartwarming rhymes make it a winner, in my opinion.
But if you're looking for a complex plot
Right.
or a science lesson,
Maybe not the best fit, but for sheer cuteness and interactive fun, hard to beat.
okay, so You're My Little Cuddle Bug. It seems like it really checks a lot of the boxes for a great board book.
It really does. And, before we wrap up, I think it's worth thinking about, like, how this book and its focus on cuddling could actually, affect a child's development emotionally and, like, their bond with their caregivers.
Yeah,
It's something to consider as you're enjoying this sweet story with your little one.
that's a great point. Really something to think about.
Yeah.
We might think we're just picking out a book to entertain a child,
Mm-hmm.
but, we're really shaping their world,
Exactly.
their understanding of emotions, their connection to the people around them.
Yeah. Even the simplest stories, right? They can have a big impact. And You're My Little Cuddle Bug, with those adorable bugs and that heartwarming message, I think it's a perfect example of that.
Well said. I think we've covered just about everything there is to know about You're My Little Cuddle Bug.
I think so.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with me.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Always happy to talk about children's books.
And to all of you listening, we hope this deep dive has helped you figure out what You're My Little Cuddle Bug is all about, and whether or not it's right for your family. But the best way to know for sure is to experience it yourself. So head to your local bookstore or library, pick up a copy, and get ready for some cuddly fun. Happy reading.